In November 2025, one of America's biggest cities made history when Zorhan Mamdani was elected mayor of New York City. At just 34 years old, from Queens, he entered office with bold promises: rent freezes, free public transit, city-run grocery stores, and a living wage agenda. At the same time, Donald Trump, the President of the United States and leading figure in the Republican Party, reacted sharply. He warned that if Mamdani won, the city could face sharp consequences, including threats to withhold federal funding. These twin developments set the stage for a dramatic test. Can the mayor of the country's largest city and a president with a national agenda find common ground? Or is this clash signaling something deeper about the direction of American politics? What's important to understand about this friction? First, different visions for the city and country. Zohran Madni's platform puts affordability, progressive social programs, housing reform, and expansive city services at the center. Trump's posture, by contrast, emphasizes strong federal control, fiscal discipline, traditional party alignments, and skepticism of what he labels socialist city governance. Second, federal versus local power dynamics. New York City holds a massive budget, global economic significance, and a huge population. But it also relies on federal funding, cooperation with federal agencies, and national policy frameworks. Meanwhile, the presidency and federal government have tools, funding, regulatory oversight, federal programs that can impact cities. The friction arises when the city's agenda diverges from the federal leadership's priorities. Third, symbolic conflict and national signaling. This isn't just about local policy. The election of Mamdani was interpreted as a marker of progressive momentum in urban America. Trump's response, meanwhile, positions him as guardian of alternative values. The clash sends signals to donors, party bases, activists, and across the country about whose agenda will dominate. Could they work together? Yes, in theory. There are pathways for cooperation: infrastructure funding, disaster management, transit grants, housing programs, federal city partnerships on law enforcement or immigration. The mayor has expressed willingness to work with the federal government if it benefits New Yorkers. The president, likewise, might find value in supporting a major city where his interests, real estate, brand, political influence, have historically been elevated. But major obstacles remain: ideological divergence, political posturing, conflicting priorities, and trust deficits. If Zohran Madni pursues aggressive city-level programs threatening business or budget stability, federal pushback is likely. If Trump uses threats of funding cuts or regulatory pressure, the mayor's agenda may be hampered or become politically combustible. In such a scenario, cooperation becomes tenuous. Who could mostly be right? In the long run, it depends on the metric. If the measure is what voters want in the city, Mamdani's agenda reflects urban demands: housing affordability, transit relief, child care support. If the measure is fiscal sustainability, business climate, federal-city harmony, Trump's cautionary approach has logic. In the long run, the truth may be hybrid. A city-federal partnership that delivers core services while preserving fiscal discipline and economic vibrancy could win. If one side dominates excessive ideological extremes, the risk is dysfunction. Mamdani's bold promises may face implementation challenges and funding constraints. Trump's threats, if carried out, could harm city residents and create backlash. So the right outcome might neither be full-tilt progressivism nor rigid conservatism. It may be collaboration, compromise, accountability, and results. If the city thrives economically, socially, and fiscally, the mayor's agenda looks vindicated. If federal interests align and the city remains a national showpiece of success, then cooperative governance will be the story. But if the clash prevails, both sides may lose. The bottom line: this isn't simply a mayor versus former president showdown. It's a microcosm of American politics today: urban versus national, progressive change versus conservative order, local ambition versus federal power. What happens in New York City will reverberate far beyond the city's limits. For New Yorkers, the stakes are real: lives, jobs, housing, transit, opportunity. For the nation, it's a test of whether governance can rise above conflict. As you watch this story unfold, ask yourself, will they find common ground for the good of the city? Or will the headline battles overshadow meaningful progress? History will look back and ask, did the mayor and the president choose collaboration or confrontation? Either way, the answer will shape what next-generation politics look like across America. What do you believe? Can a city and a nation, each so powerful in their own sphere, learn to work together? Or are we witnessing the deepening of division? The challenge is not just about politics. It's about the future of governance, the resilience of cities, and the ways societies adapt when power structures shift. The question now is, will we move toward cooperation or conflict? Will the grinding gears of policy produce progress or friction? Only time will tell. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this valuable.